Hi, welcome to the second part of my video series on direct-to-consumer fashion business development. And today we're going to speak about specifically platforms that you can use as a brand to place your product and to sell your product to a more diverse audience. So first of all, what is a technology platform, right? And what kind of platforms are there? Well, first of all, it is still direct to consumer. If you're using the platform, if you're selling your products through that technology tool, you're still selling it directly to consumer because it's still not a wholesale model that you're offering to that platform. You're offering them your set retail prices, and then the platform will charge you a fee based on their terms. So really, it's just an extension of your website, and think of it as just another place where you can reach your customer. So why do we need to embrace those technology tools that are out there? Well, first of all, there is a huge power in aggregators, right? Where a customer can go and basically use a search tool on one website to search through hundreds and hundreds of different brands and look for that product that they really want without having to, going one website to another and trying to look for that product. So that's really helpful to a consumer. And as a brand, it's your job to be where the consumer is. No matter how strong your website is, you still need to be in those different places to be more visible. Just another reason to be on those type of platforms is to attract a diverse type of consumer. Maybe you didn't think that that particular consumer would be interested in your product, and now that you're on that marketplace, you have that exposure to a much broader audience. Also, many of those platforms provide a personalized content, so it's easier for customers to make those purchasing decisions faster because the products that they see fit their tastes better, and that's something that you might not be able to provide yet. So, and that's also a two-way partnership. This kind of platforms always request some feedback from you and always strive to improve their platforms, and they will give some feedback to you as well on how your performance is, who is looking at your products, and like all those analytical tools that will be a super useful help for you to make certain decisions for merchandising in the next seasons. There are a bunch of different types of platforms out there, and I'm going to go through all of them. So first of all, the ones that all of us really know about is the marketplaces, right? Anywhere from, we know the most important, the biggest marketplaces out there really is Amazon, and we all know eBay, of course. Etsy is their marketplace, a go-to marketplace for young brands these days. So highly recommend checking that out, especially if you have an accessory brand or something very special that you're creating that is different from, the market. The company that I used to work at is Spring. It's basically a marketplace that has about over 2,000 brands in one place with a single checkout. Those kind of marketplaces there are some marketplaces that provide their own checkout system, so you as a customer can just go into it, select the product you like, and check out right there. Or some marketplaces also just provide, like an affiliate link directly to that website for the brand. So really it depends. It really goes a lot into building a marketplace. Creating that universal cart is a big job for a marketplace to create. It includes pulling the catalog that you provide on your website, and also it includes processing the orders and make sure that the products that are in stock are being pulled so that the customer is making a purchase of a product that actually is in stock on your website. So you need to be respectful to those kind of marketplaces. They do invest a lot of resources to build this type of integration technology. And I've worked in an integration team at Spring for 2.5 years before, and I know really well how the system is how the system is complex, and you need to be respectful really to work with those type of platforms. So other types of platforms are out there that are Keep, List, it's a UK based startup, Malsey, Love It, Of a Kind, Runway Passport, Stash App, Farfetch. Many of you guys know Farfetch. They've been working with retailers for as long as they've existed, and now they've added this opportunity to work directly with brands as well. ASOS Marketplace is a great way to start as well as a brand. They're very open to new brands. Kik, Wanelo, and Pinterest is one of those marketplaces as well. Not many of you might know, but they do offer integrations with brands if you're in Shopify. So definitely something to look into. There are many more marketplaces, and they're listed below this video. There are also aggregators, so their goal is really not to sell a product, but really help you search and find, or as a customer, find those products that you are looking for. So then they really combine thousands and thousands of brands under one roof, and then they redirect you to another, to the brand's websites. So the most famous ones are ShopStyle, Stylite, Polyvore, and Malsey as well. It really depends, because marketplaces and aggregators are kind of a interchangeable term, because again, depends on whether the marketplace has their own checkout system or not. So I would say the marketplaces are those that have the checkout system, and then the aggregators are those that just combine all brands in under one roof, and then the purchase is made on the brand's website. There are also affiliate platforms. You might have heard of those guys as Linkshare. Those are the big players. Many brands are using Linkshare as their affiliate platform, provider of affiliate links to all of those bloggers and influencers out there. I highly recommend being on one of those platforms because that's when you can be in the database for those influencers to use your brand and to basically get that exposure as well. There are other affiliate platforms such as Commission Junction, eBay Enterprise, Impact Radius, Reward Style, Share Sale, really a lot more. Again, they're going to be listed under this video. And there are also interesting tools like fashion tech startups, generally like startups that create an interesting solution for customers and where you as a brand can take a great role. So that would be 19th Amendment is a platform for brands, for young emerging brands to list their products and also have them produced by 19th Amendment and their factories network. So I highly recommend checking them out. Unlabel is another tool for brands to connect to influencers and for influencers to post images of them wearing those brands' outfits and for customers to buy those products directly from those influencers. There is also Trend9 that also connects influencers and brands. There is IntelliStyle that are using AI technology to make better recommendations for customers. And also there's Thread, it's more of a personal shopper app. Snap Fashion also using AI to find similar products over the internet. Highly recommend checking those fashion tech startups out because they're very willing to work with smaller brands and they're open to negotiating terms more flexibly, and also they're just great tools for exposure of your brand to a very innovative and creative audience. There are also catalogs, just simple tools to list your products out there on the internet. The most famous one is really not just a label, it's a go-to platform for young brands to be listed and get exposure for editors and stylists. So I highly recommend. That's a free of charge platform. Every single young brand needs to be on it. So I just wanted to talk now about how to work with those type of technology partners and what you as a designer need to expect from working with them. So first of all, you need to understand why you want to work with them in the first place, right? Like to define your goal. You need to understand that it requires some operational cost from your side. There's gonna be some meetings involved, the time spent on uploading those products or getting that integration with their platforms going. So it really depends on that platform. It will require you some work. So you need to estimate some time for that, and be very mindful that these are real partnerships that you're going to be nourishing over the years ahead. So what kind of materials do you need to prepare to work with these type of platforms? Really, it's almost the same as you would work with a wholesale platform or partner. You would need to provide a working website and just showcase your products, right, as your brand story. Then you also need to send out some lookbooks and showcase some more of like editorial aspect of your brand. Provide some line sheets to look at prices and understand, so those platforms understand your pricing structure, as well as just generally pictures, photos of your products. So whether it's flat pictures or on model pictures. If you have videos, also great to be able to provide. Also product descriptions, of course, as you would have on your website. You don't need to change them or anything. They would just usually pull the product description that you already have on your website. Of course, you need to categorize the products and be very mindful of those product tags that you have. So the dress needs to be in the dress category, and maybe it needs to be more defined to like a short sleeve dress, or anything else, like really by style or by a certain design aspect. And you need to be ready to have specific payment processors. Stripe and PayPal are the most famous ones out there, the most popular ones that those aggregators or marketplaces usually work with. So now I'm going to talk about how to reach out to those type of platforms, because in many cases you would be the one reaching out to them, and they would be the ones deciding whether you're a good fit brand or not for them. So again, just first of all, know why you're reaching out to that particular platform. Do your homework, research that platform, understand what they're selling, what kind of brands that they're representing, and put together an email that is convincing, like it's a pitch for that platform. So you have this opportunity to basically sell yourself and why you're a good fit for the platform, and that you did your homework, that you know what other brands are out there and why the customer of that platform would benefit from this brand being on it as well. Putting together like a precise, beautiful email to sell yourself is the key. Definitely follow up. It's again the same way that you would work with a retailer. Follow up a couple of times. Follow up 3 times if needed, every other week. Follow up when you have a new collection, when you have an interesting new editorial feature. So try to build that relationship from the early on, and then you will see how, a season from now you'll be able to be on those platforms, because they're going to see the progress that you've made, that you've been consistent with the reach out, and that you really thought through this process and why you need to be on that platform. Okay, and then talking a little bit about negotiating contract with those kind of platforms, that's another topic of discussion, but I just wanted to go over a little bit. First of all, it depends on the platform. They use different types of terms for brands. The most popular one is the percentage of sales, and of course, if they do ask for a monthly fee or per purchase or per click fee, it really depends. You need to understand that you'll have to read the contract really well, and you have an opportunity to negotiate. Don't think those terms are set. Like anything else, they can be negotiable. There's always also like sometimes a combination of two. There could be a percentage of sales and on top of the monthly fee, like a subscription fee to just be on that platform. So just be aware that there are all those different pricing models that you need to be respectful of, and always negotiate for yourself. It's a two-way partnership. They want you to be on the platform, but you also want to not lose money from this type of partnership. And when you're on the platform, really, when you're actually starting selling, or if you started selling anything, make that assessment, understand what is working and what is not. How often do you need to update your products? How the integration is working, if it's working properly. Maybe there's an issue that your products are sold out on your website, but they're still available on that marketplace. Like, how are you going to handle that inventory? Have you discussed that with that dedicated support person that you have on that platform, if you do have that support person? So all of those things will come up, those questions will come up while you start working with them. Just start listing those questions, and maybe at some point you'll have to request a phone call with that support person on the platform so that you can discuss those things and see how you can improve your performance, the brand's performance on that particular platform partner. So yeah, this is really it what I wanted to talk about during this video. So the key is to know exactly who you're reaching out to, do your homework, and do all this testing and iteration. It's, again, a two-way partnership. Those kind of platforms are really interested in your feedback usually, and please be mindful that they're separate businesses. They really need to make money as well, and if you provide a constructive feedback for them, it's always helpful for both of your business's improvement. So good luck with that, and I'll see you in the next video.